Tattooing is a mark of the berjalai. From the olden days until now, every Iban, last time mostly males, but now women are also included. Last time you actually had to, it was compulsory for you to go to berjalai, because the thing is like you have to experience life, and so all these young men will be very excited to do this. So they will travel to, for example, you travel to Kuala Lumpur, and then from there you stay there for like 6 months to a year or whatever. Then while you're there, you are tattooed. All these Iban men and women are required to get these tattoos while they are on the berjalai. That means you cannot do it at home and then go berjalai. It doesn't count. It has to be done while you're there. So that is the rules and regulations of getting all these tattoos. It's not, it's not very simple. So these people will then tattoo each other. It's a mark to remember your travels, to remember your friends, to remember your experience. Olden days, because there's a lot of enemy camps, people headhunting, so the places you go to are very limited. But then once the headhunting was banned in 1920, people started to travel further. So Ukir Rekwong is traditionally, that is the first tattoo that you get when you do your first berjalai. And then after that, if your berjalai is long, then you will get as many as you possibly can. The Ukir Rekwong is like, it can represent a bird, it can represent a frog, but those are just basically just the names of the tattoo. The most important part of it is actually not design itself, but the experience that you did. The gulun are tattoos that show that you are a warrior. For example, it depends on the rank of the war leader. So let's say if you're a war leader and your group has captured enemies or taken heads, then even though you have not killed anybody or taken anybody's head, you are allowed to tattoo the gulun on your thumb. Actually, the designs are not very important. It's the experience of the travel and the stories that come with it. This is where a lot of people are not familiar with. If you go to older longhouses, you will see that their tanju has got this. The floorboards are actually made out of bamboo. These traditional tools are made out of that. It's very easy, like you just cut it out and then you get a stick and then you put needles on it and you tap lah. It's very, very simple, very straightforward. There's no machine involved lah. We call it a buah engkabang labuh. Buah engkabang is a fruit, and then it got 3 or 4 petals, like leaves. So when it fall down from a tree, you do this, it spin. Last time we were the younger generation, we were a little closer to our roots. Now these people are a little bit more further because modern city life, you don't go back to the longhouse. And the people who have carried these traditions are all most likely dead. I've tattooed a lot of people from Sarawak, Ibans from Sarawak, whose grandparents are gone. They don't know what is the story. They know that my grandfather used to have tattoo. My father didn't care about it, same as my father. So we're like that bridge, that link in that broken chain. And then eventually there are people who will still get tattooed, but they will still not follow the tradition. But eventually you will go back to that. In progression in life, people will start to mature, and then after that they will realize like, hey, I have this, but it means nothing. I want to have something that means something to me. And then they will look back, and then they will, where can I find all these things? And we are still around, so we'll tell you the story of why you do all this.